Alright, it's your boy No Tail Ninja back at it again with another video, and today I'll be talking about what will become of the hero system now that the dust is settled and the war is over. Because the question still remains, what will they do with the hero system? I've made a video about this in the past comparing the My Hero Academia and The Boys, highlighting that there's significant overlaps between the two series. Heroes were essentially glorified as celebrities, with their top priority being to look cool rather than to focus on saving lives. Now, I won't rehash those talking points from that video, but I highly recommend checking it out. But the point of this video is to highlight the issue that remains and where do they go from here. Now, to recall, the hero system was primarily rated based on a top 10 system, or it really went through 1 through how many heroes they had available. Now the question is, will they go back to doing that, or will something rise from that ashes and form a new system? Now, to quickly discuss what happened to their previous hero system, let's just focus on what remains of the top 10 heroes and their current conditions. Now, starting from the bottom, we have the number 10, who is Ryukyu, who, as far as I'm aware of, she's still alive. I tried going through the manga to see if I can find where exactly she is, but I couldn't find any clear images even when I checked the Wikipedia for her appearances. But, as far as I'm aware, she's alive. She took some significant damages, but I think she's okay for the most part. Now, the next one is Yorimusha, who is retired, but we didn't get to see much of him to begin with, so I'm not really sure what his effectiveness would have been for the series. Next we have Wash, who's still kicking and, I guess, being a washing machine. Also we have Kamui Woods, who is still alive, but has taken some damage from Dabi and was severely injured. I did also try to look for them and check all their quote-unquote canon manga appearances, but I can't really find anything for the end of the war, but apparently they appear in chapter 422. I've looked, I can't find him, but apparently he's there. Now next we have Crus, who is unfortunately gone and dusted, but they do have a sibling with a similar power set, so maybe they might take their place in the hero system if they go back to that, but as far as I'm aware, Crust is out of the equation. Next we have Mirko, who is alive, but she's literally down to like one limb, and I don't know why they did my girl like this, but she has used cybernetics in the past, so maybe she can go back to fighting, but those didn't do much against the battle against Shigaraki, but who knows, it might do something against a regular villain. Next we have Edgeshot, who, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be doing much in that state, so next we have Best Jeanist, who's barely holding himself together as is after the war and after all the stuff with All For One. I don't think he can really be in much fighting condition, but I'll add him to the list of potentially someone who could still battle after the war. Next we have Hawks, who is quirkless, but we'll get back to him in a minute. And finally we have Endeavor, who's missing an arm and is currently wheelchair bound, also is covered in 2nd and 3rd degree burns. So if you're keeping count, that leaves about half of them in possible fighting condition. Now the issue remains that out of this top 10, only a few of them made a significant impact in the war. Most of the fight actually came down to the children, which brings into question what was even the point of the rating system outside of vanity. And the question remains, now that the war is over, will they just simply fall back into that same system? Because we have new graduates of the UA high school, and they could easily fill those roles of power again, and in time they will be even stronger than the heroes that we've seen in the past. Now the issue doesn't lie in there being no powerful heroes, it comes down to what exactly is the marker of a hero going to be going forward. Because don't forget, we saw that after the first war, most of the heroes ended up quitting because they couldn't handle the mean comments after their horrible mishandling of the war and their lack of transparency, as well as all the controversy that came out about Endeavor. Now what will end up becoming of the heroes that quit? Will they just simply be accepted again into the society after turning their backs on their country? They left when there was no more glory left in doing the right thing, and will that just be forgotten? Because luckily, though the war rooted out a lot of those heroes, they are in desperate need to prevent another war, and they could easily find themselves back in a similar position. Because one of the major issues in the past with their system is that how much they needed to keep up the facade that it was working. Lady Nagant is a perfect embodiment of this, but I am not going to rehash my other video, go check that out. But now that as of 426, Hawks is currently in charge of the Hero Safety Commission. Will he know how to change these heroes for the better? Because he's walked both paths, the glitz and the glam of being number 2, as well as the dark path of being the one who could take out threats who could potentially topple governments. Because let us not forget, as the heroes become more powerful, so will the villains as each generation goes by. So will their next pillars of societies be picked on how high their approval rating is? Because that went so well last time. Will they work in the shadows, stomping out every threat before it can have a chance to do anything? Or will they find themselves as a collective of heroes working together rather than competing against one another? Because as we saw in the end, the war showed them how much of a team they were, and when they worked together they stopped All For One, the biggest threat in their society. Now that things have changed, they should focus more on doing that, because even their weakest member, which yes, I'm looking at you, Mineta, can make a difference. But hey, I'm just a guy on YouTube with less than 1,000 subscribers, cough cough. So What do I know? But anyway, quick short video for today. Thanks for watching. I do have a video coming about the Boy Endeavor. I thought about mixing the two together, but I thought that both of these have solid points that need to be addressed in and of themselves, and I kind of wanted to know what you guys would have as a suggestion for what they could possibly do with the hero system going forward. And I know I mentioned this a second ago, but be sure to like and subscribe, especially if you made it to the end, and especially if you made it to the end of multiple of my videos. But be sure to stick around, but that's all I have to say for today, so stay safe my ninjas, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.